A locked truck, a starving dog, $32,000 in cash on the seat, no phones, no IDs, no jackets, no people. Somewhere deep in these Oklahoma mountains, a mother, a father, and their 6-year-old little girl simply ceased to exist. And the man who investigated this case, the sheriff himself, he knows who killed them. He told the world that in a podcast, but he can't say the name. Not yet. So today, we go into the woods, we follow the trail, and we ask the question everyone who's heard this story can't shake. What really happened to the Jamison family? Before we go into the darkness, let's meet this family, because they weren't strangers, they were someone's neighbors, someone's friends. Bobbie Jamison was 44 years old, Sherilynn was 40, and their daughter, Madyson was just 6 years old. They lived in Eufaula, Oklahoma, by most accounts a normal family. Nothing about their life screamed danger. But in the months leading up to October 2009, something changed. Friends and family started noticing it. Bobbie and Sherilynn became increasingly paranoid. They told people they were being watched. They spoke about spirits in their home, something unseen, something following them. Sherilynn was reportedly on a cocktail of medications. There were tension and arguments. Bobbie had written a letter claiming his father was using witchcraft against him. Whatever was happening inside that family, it was fracturing, and quietly, invisibly, it was building towards something. But none of that explains what the surveillance camera caught them doing the day before they disappeared, because what it recorded doesn't make any sense. October 8th, 2009, Bobbie, Sherilynn, and little Madyson load up their truck and head toward the Bois Mountains in Latimer County, a remote, rugged stretch of wilderness in southeastern Oklahoma. The stated reason? They were going to look at a piece of land, 40 acres they were supposedly interested in buying. But before they left, surveillance footage from a local business caught something strange. Let the image build. Bobbie and Sherilynn are seen loading items into the back of their truck, then unloading them, then loading them again, over and over, robotically. No clear purpose, no urgency, just this mechanical, repetitive loop. People who watched that footage described it as deeply unsettling, like they weren't fully present, like something had already gone wrong. And then they drove into the mountains, and they never came back. About a week later, their truck was discovered on a remote dirt road deep in the Bois Mountains. It was locked. It was undamaged. And inside, investigators found everything. Their cell phones, their IDs, their GPS, their jackets, in October, in the mountains. And $32,000 in cash, just sitting there, untouched. The dog was inside the truck, barely alive, severely malnourished. It had been trapped in that locked vehicle for days. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, no broken glass, nothing to suggest anything violent had happened right there. But there was also no reason, none, why a family would get out of a truck, leave their phones, their money, their IDs, their dog, and simply walk into the wilderness. Unless they had no choice. Investigators searched for months. Nothing. Then, nearly 4 years later, the mountains gave something back. November 2013, 4 years after they vanished, a group of hunters stumbled upon skeletal remains in a remote area of the mountains, roughly 3 miles from where the truck had been abandoned. Forensic identification confirmed what everyone had feared. Bobbie, Sherilynn, and little Madyson. All 3 had been out there the entire time. But here's where it gets complicated and deeply frustrating for investigators. Due to the condition of the remains after 4 years of exposure, medical examiners could not determine a cause of death. No gunshot wounds confirmed, no definitive trauma, no poison, no clear answer. The official ruling? Undetermined. But undetermined doesn't mean nothing happened. It means the evidence, the physical truth, had been swallowed by time and wilderness. Here's what makes this case impossible to let go of. Sheriff Israel Beecham, the man who led this investigation, recently sat down for a podcast interview. And what he said stopped a lot of people cold. He said this case is 100% murder. Not exposure, not disorientation, not a mental health episode in the wilderness. Murder by one person. A person who knew the Jamison family would be on that mountain that day. And then he said something even more chilling. He knows who that person is. He just can't say the name. Not publicly. Not yet. Legal reasons. Think about what that means. A sheriff. A career investigator. The man closest to this case. He's sitting on a name. And somewhere out there, that person has been walking free for over 15 years. There's also a financial thread that's never been resolved. The family had reportedly received a $64,000 lawsuit settlement. $32,000 was found in the truck. The other $32,000, the other half, was never found. Where did it go? Was it taken? Did someone know about that money? Nobody knows. And then there's the part the locals won't stop talking about. The part that even seasoned investigators find hard to dismiss. The Bois Mountains have a reputation in Oklahoma. Locals, people who've lived near those woods their whole lives, describe the area as deeply unsettling. There are stories of strange people living off the grid in those hills, people who don't welcome outsiders, people who move through those woods like they own them, because in every practical sense, they do. There's a reason law enforcement finds that terrain so difficult to investigate. It's not just remote, it's closed off, culturally, geographically, in ways that are hard to explain until you're standing at the edge of it. Whether you believe in spiritual energy or not, the reality is this: that area harbors people and secrets that have never fully come to light. A family went in. Their truck stayed behind. Their money stayed behind. Their dog stayed behind. And for 4 years, the mountains kept them. The sheriff says he knows who did it. The case remains officially unsolved. And little Madyson Jamison, 6 years old, never got her answer. The Jamison family case is one of those stories that doesn't let go. The more you look at it, the more questions stack up. If you want to go deeper, I'll link sources and additional reading in the description below. Drop your theory in the comments. Do you think this was murder? Exposure? Something else entirely? I read every single one. If this video hit you, subscribe. There are more cases like this one coming, and you don't want to miss them. I'll see you in the next one.